This is my build in the Bazaar next week. Find out how we managed to make it work. They have released even more items for the new hero Muck in the Bazaar. The new patch is gonna go live April 2nd, so let's take a look at the new items and see if we can find some use for them. First off, we have Strength Potion. Your items gain 100% crit chance for 3 seconds. You could of course play items with a lot of damage just to burst them, but I think this item is supposed to work with the Runic Blade, which when you crit, double this item's damage for the fight. However, I don't think you want to do that. I think it's kind of tricky to get the after 6 seconds they will gain 100% crit chance. Okay, let's say you play this item and then a 7-second weapon next to it. What if this strength potion gets hit by a slow or a freeze, which is very likely? Then your weapon will go off even before this item goes off. So this will only work in a perfect world where nothing gets CC'd, right? But we'll see how they change it for a gold and diamond tier. But as a silver item, this is not good enough. Could be good enough as a diamond tier item. It's an okay item, I guess. Next item, Scales. This is a really cool item. Charge adjacent items 1 second. I don't think that's good enough. However, if you have the same amount of items on both sides of this, charge all other items instead. That's a whole board charge. I think if you play a bunch of items with the scales, this could see some play. If the scales go to diamond tier, charge all items 2 seconds. That's a whole lot of extra charge. Let's keep going. Maybe we'll come back to this later and look at it again. Spider Mace, deal 15 damage when you poison or slow, short this 2 seconds. I guess the Spider Mace is pretty good with the Poppy Field. When you use a weapon poison 3, your weapon have damage equal to poison of your enemy. So basically you play a bunch of weapons, you play Poppy Field, your weapon, you poison them, and when you poison, you charge the Spider Mace as well, which is a weapon. So this will actually trigger of itself together with the field. So I guess the spicy field could save some play. If you play a bunch of small weapons, this will definitely be in. But we'll have to see how many small weapons Mac can get to. Next up, we have Calcinator. 8-second, burn 8. When you transform a region, this permanently gets 2 burn. At the start of each day, get a chunk of lead. So permanent effects are usually pretty good. It just depends on how often you can get a chunk of lead and then transform it to a regent or something. I'm not quite sure how the transform to a regent or transform a regent works. Philosopher's Stone, this is gain 1 regen for a fight. When you transform a regent, permanently gain regen. Yeah, so basically it's same as Calcinator, except you gain regen permanently. Restort, when you transform a regen, permanently gains 1 poison. Yeah, same here. So this is a burn, this is regen, this is poison. Works the same way. We'll see. Start of each day gets a small regent. When you sell a regent, permanently gain 1 regent. Yeah, so this is only a passive item. I guess it just sits on the board and gives you passive regent at the start of fight. But this is probably like an engine for these items. We'll see. This is chunk of gold. This is chunk of lead. When this is transformed, get a chunk of gold. Yeah, so you transform this, I guess, to this. I'm not quite sure how it works. Catalyst is changed. After you buy 3 regents, transform this and enchant it. Does this count as a regent? I'm not sure what a regent is, actually. Same for this. When this is transformed enchanted with toxic if able. Dev confirming which of the shown items are regents. Shank of lead, catalyst, Hamlet. So this is a regent, this is regent, and this is a regent. So we have to transform this. Transform into what then? Is the question. Same about this. Transform into what? Doesn't feel like it has the engine to work. Like, it's weird. We'll see. I'm not sure how they plan to make it work. Next up, we have Library. All weapon cooldowns are increased by 1 second. Your non-weapon items are decreased by 1 second. So this is actually a very good item, because this can counter weapon builds, right? Because enemies with weapons are gonna have increased cooldown, and you own a non-weapon. And the only buff to this I see as a diamond tier item when you upgrade this is to change the numbers to 2 seconds here, right? So your non-weapon items cooldown are decreased by 2 seconds is a huge buff. It's really problematic as well. Like, it's better than multicast, because if you think about it, multicast is basically lowering the cooldown by half, doubling the effectiveness of your items, right? Let's say you play 4-second non-weapon item. That will turn into a 2-second non-weapon item. The same as the multicast times 2. However, if the cooldown is below that, let's say the cooldown is a 3-second non-weapon item, 3 seconds. There are not that many, I know. However, that would make that item hit 3 times as fast as it should. Then you can think about this item here. This is a non-weapon item, right? Yeah. If you have the same amount of item on both sides of this, charge all items instead. This would go down to a 3-second item. Could be played together. Seems a little bit tricky, but it could happen, because as a 3-second item, charge the adjacent items by 2. I don't know. That seems pretty good. Yeah, I'm definitely sure this item will see some play. You just have to find fast non-weapon items. Also, if you could find this with another hero like Pig, Matchbox going from 5. Yeah, they're nerfing Matchbox, by the way, to 5 seconds. Imagine your Matchbox going from 5 to 3. That's a huge buff. We have Sword Cane. Deal 10 if this is adjacent to regen, gain 2 regen. If this is adjacent to burn, burn to adjacent to poison, poison to 4-second item. I'm not sure about this. This is not good enough. I guess it could be adjacent to a burn and poison item at the same time. And then 4-second burn to poison to... No, this is not good enough. So they changed this item to an invulnerability potion. You take no damage for 1 second, which is actually... interesting, because it reminds me of one of my first videos that I made. Let's look it up here. Here it is, right? At 10:40 in this video. I made an item with an effect. When your health is about to reduce to 0, prevent it and block all damage for 1 or 2 seconds. The Memento Mori. The first time you die each fight, heal for 1 and take no damage for 1 second. So that's actually very fun to see. This potion will maybe see some play. I'm not sure. It depends on how much, if you could scale this down or like chain it a little bit. It could be kind of troll if you could trigger this many times. I wonder what happens in Diamond if the cooldown goes down a little bit, or if, yeah, it should be cooldown down, right? Because no damage for 2 seconds seems a little bit broken. A Vial Launcher. When you use a potion, deal 10 damage. When you reload or transform a potion, this gains 10 damage for the fight. I think this item will see play actually. You play a bunch of fast potions and reload it. There are some items coming that supports this archetype. It gets even crazier because this is a silver item. Yeah, I think the Vial Launcher is very good. Viper Cane. Your poison items have poison equal to half this item's damage. If you could give the Viper some damage, that's actually a huge amount of poison and regen to your items. Let's say you get this to 50, right? I'm not sure what it does in gold, if it goes up in damage or cooldown. But every time, this is a pretty fast cooldown for this effect. Yeah, I definitely could see Viper Cane together with some fast regen items or some fast poison items. Seems pretty good. Recycling Bin. When you use a potion, transform it into a potion for the fight and gain 1 regen for the fight. This works together with the Vial Launcher because you want to reload potions and you want to use potions, right? Reload or transform a potion. Yeah, you could transform them as well. So this would make you never run out of ammo on your potions. However, the downside is you will get random potions, so I don't think this will see play. Maybe you could throw it in if you don't have anything better, but this is not the optimal way to play, because you want to play optimal potions, right? You don't want to play random potions. Next up, we have Coolant Ink. Poison 1, gain 1 regen for the fight. If you have no weapons, this is +1 multicast. Since the poison and regen is too low here, you want to play this together with here. Poison and regen. This item gives your items poison and regen. This is a poison and regen item. So I guess the Coolant Ink work together with the Viper Cane. You could make a pretty nifty combo. Next up, we have Plague Glaive. Deal 100 damage, poison 10. For every 20 poison on the enemy, this has 1 multicast. Pretty much like the Ballista. The Ballista from Dually. So if you could wrap up 20, 60, 40, 80, 100 poison pretty fast, this would have 5-6 multicast, and that's very good. It has lifesteal as well, so it gives you some kind of sustain, which is important. This is also an infinity scaling item as well, because for every poison this gains even more multicast. I think it's a little bit difficult to pull this off, but if you have a very potent poison build, I could see it. I don't see it right now though. I think it's a little bit too niche to get going, right? Ballista is a little bit easier to get going because there are many ammo items. And this has the requirement to give not only use a poison item, but for every 20 poison on the enemy, which is very difficult to pull off, right? Okay, so let's keep going. Next up we have runic daggers. Deal 10 damage when you crit with another item. Charge this 1 second. Multicast 2, 100% crit chance. So obviously you want to play runic daggers since they have 100% crit chance. Together with the runic blade. When you crit, this item gains double damage. And there are items to haste your lifesteal items as well, right? Yeah, the runic potion, haste your lifesteal weapons for 1 second. And then each time they go off, you double the damage of the big weapon. And to the right of the runic daggers, you play this item. The mirror, transform into the medium item to the left of this for a fight. So that means you could basically play 2 runic daggers. When you crit with another item, charge this. This is 100% crit. So when this goes off, boom, boom, you will charge the other runic daggers. And the other runic daggers will only have 4 seconds left. And then when they go off, they're gonna charge this 2 times. And then you combine it with a few extra items, and boom, you're in, right? Next up we have Floor Spike, 10 second, deal 20 damage, poison 2. When either player uses a weapon, charge this 2 seconds. So you want to use this together with Spider Mace. When you slow a poison, charge this. So you play this, play the Floor Spike, play the Poppy Field when you use a weapon poison. And then you just poison them and you damage them and you charge these items. I think that's the idea. Next up we have Smelling Salts. Slow one item 1 second. When you slow, haste the item to the left of this. 1 second. This is a passive effect. Keep in mind, passive effects are usually pretty good when you slow do this. Because then you're not reliant on the cooldown itself. So if you have a bunch of slow, I guess you could force haste one of the items to the left. I could see some use of it. Next up, we have Regeneration Potion. Gain 8 reading for the fight, 4 second, ammo 1. If you could find ammo refill, you could play this item. Magic Carpet is changed, I think. The first 1 time you crit each fight, reduce this item's cooldown by 1 second for the fight. This will have a 2 second cooldown in Diamond Tier. I think that's how they're gonna make this item viable. We'll see. If it's 4 times, the first 4 times you crit, reduce this item's cooldown by 1 second for fight, I think the Magic Carpet will see play. Potion, you could use this item together with a Vial Launcher. We'll see. Then we have a new merchant. Mandala, transform your items into something new. And how this works is explained here. Mandala, transform 1 item for free. If I had a gold large item, this would transform it into a new gold large item. And if the item is enchanted, the item that I get is enchanted with same enchantment as well. You should always keep a diamond tier of some sort, even if it's small, just to be able to transform it into Mandala. Maybe you get something really broken. Then we have Eli, sells potions. We have Zuzima, teaches max skills. That's it for the items. Please tell me what you think about these items. Is there any crazy combo that you think we could pull off? Maybe with scales? We'll see. It's a really exciting time in the Bazaar. Take care.